Today is the normal Thursday episode of Under the Cull of MS, where we talk about whatever I feel like talking about. See, starting out, not too much going on. It was exciting this week, but we do have some new show formats. We're trying to put out 3 to 5 at least a week. Single comic book reviews that are going to be under 3 minutes. I'm trying to figure out the YouTube shorts, but for some reason they're still not going in there. I thought, and they used to be 2 minutes long. I think you had to do a YouTube short, and now it's I thought they bumped it up to 3 minutes, but mine still aren't going into the shorts category for some reason. So I've got my own shorts folder that I've been throwing them in. But I want to try and put out one a day at least through the week, and maybe we'll do 7 days if we have enough extra comics read and ready for reviews. I want to stay mainly to like special issues, issue ones, stuff like that. Have a new run for that, and then do the bulk comic book reviews still for all the ongoing and stuff like that, and older stuff that people might not be looking for information on at the moment. But yeah, we will try that, and then we also, I know we're slacking on our Sunday drinking coffee with comics. I think that's the new name. Which reminded me, I got a fresh cup of coffee here. We'll probably be drinking it throughout the show. But I have a nice stack, enough to read. It'll take me through probably 2027. But I might have to start putting out more of those than just on Sundays. But we'll see what happens. It's been really hard to get any of those recorded because every time I get about a half hour into the show, 20 minutes into the show or whatever, someone has to rudely interrupt me, and they don't hear me when I constantly ask repeatedly to leave me alone when I'm doing videos and let me get my recordings without any issues. But that has not been happening lately. That's why we are so far behind on doing the Sunday show. The other shows I can sneak in here and there and kind of work around it, but when you're doing the reading thing, it's hard to kind of take an interruption, a distraction, and then jump right back into what I was doing. So hopefully we'll get more of those, and of course our Thursday show, our Under the Call of MS podcast episode, where we talk random stuff as of today, as we are today. Those are the only 3 set shows that I have organized. The rest of the days and stuff will be random unboxings, reviews, previews, some card pack openings, or whatever I feel like talking about. Maybe talking about some stores or some cons or something that's going on. We will keep you up to date with anything like that. But other than that, we've it was an interesting week and a half or so. I biffed it. Had one of my MS falls in the middle of the night, uh, getting up to go to the bathroom, and just kind of stepped on air. I guess there's really no explanation for it. I mean, the world moves and stuff visually for me. My vertigo and lightheaded dizziness and stuff hit you at the weirdest points. And it happened to hit me like a couple days after we moved the bed, so I wasn't aware of my area good enough, waking up to go to the bathroom and then having a fall. But yeah, I went face first towards a couple bookshelves, and kind of like wiped out half my computer desk, And then there's a little doorway there going into a little room where we keep the heater and everything, the water softener and stuff. That door was open a little bit, so I went like that with my hand, and I got all my fingers out of there except for my pinky when my body slammed against the door, and my pinky got slammed in between the jamb and the door, and so I could not spin myself to fall on my backside or on a side like my shoulder instead of going down on an arm or something like that. And damaging stuff worse than it is. And so I don't know if I mentioned, I just had my drawing hand scanned and found out that the thumb bone moved over this way some, and then this bone and the hand bone are kind of like jammed together, and there's a chunk of bone that's floating in between there. And had cortisone shots. They didn't do shit. I've been doing some drawing ever since then, and still same issues. The cortisone didn't do nothing for me. Uh, but yeah, I face first took out a couple bookshelves, slammed the door with my pinky in it. Had to go face first straight down, not knowing what was beneath me either. And so my head kind of hit the bookshelves and flung back, and kind of felt like whiplash for about a week. It's finally getting loosened up again. Still a little stiff. I ran some errands today and I couldn't turn my head all the way to the left a couple times when I was out there. But we're recovering from it. I don't know why what brought that up, why I started talking about that, but yeah, it was a definite interesting night. But yeah, I made a lot of noise, took out a lot of stuff, and thankfully didn't like bruise up or scratch up anything majorly or stab myself with anything. I can't believe my pinky didn't get broke. It kind of got twisted in there and would not pull out, and I couldn't do nothing. I couldn't grab the door because my hand was stuck in the door. My other hand was trying to keep me from taking out more bookshelves. But yeah, that was a fun and interesting time. So that's why I kind of didn't get a lot of stuff out this week. I'm basically floating on some past episodes I had recorded, and finally working on some new ones. Hopefully, we'll get some new stuff out there this week for you to check out. I mean, the stuff I have recorded is new for you, anyways. So it's like mostly focused on single comic reviews. So I wanted to try and get enough that I could do at least a week's worth towards the beginning and see what happens. But not sure when to put them out the best time. It's like the first one I put out got like 50 hits right off the bat. And the last one I put out, I've had one hit since I put it out. So that's not good. I put a new one out today, see what that one does. But curious because I want to put one of those out every day that I can, and then still put out my regular episodes and stuff. But usually once you put the next video out, the old videos don't get seen anymore. It's, I don't know what the algorithm concept is for YouTube, but that is a bummer. Well, all of a sudden nobody's seeing your stuff, and you want certain people to see stuff. You almost got to tag them to get them to see the things. Mr. Killmeister decided to hang on me a lot right now. It's the only videos I am getting done are usually with him, but it's kind of hard to work with him to do comic book reviews to hold him and hold the comic and stuff. So I need to almost get my camera set up. I can't do a second camera with mine though, because unless I use a whole separate device, I could try that. Maybe try the iPad, have the iPad on me, and use my laptop for my overhead. That would be easier because then I could do it one handed with sitting on me. He's cleaning himself. It's like really, you can't get your whole body when you're sitting on me to clean yourself. Like, go sit on the floor. The sun's shining in right now. Lay in the sun and clean yourself there, but no. Gotta be on me. Winters. He can't go out and play because it's too cold. Well, he can, but he doesn't want to. Goes out for a couple minutes and then he comes in and hangs on me the rest of the day. I constantly get up and do stuff just to get him off me for a bit. But yeah, just rattling on about all kinds of useless crap today, ain't it? Travis Kelce. Speaking of useless crap to talk about, I like Travis, but I know comic book mainly podcast, and I bring up sports. Just I gotta mention that he got fined $14,000 for dunking the ball over the goalpost. Like they started finding people for spiking the ball. That must have stopped because almost everybody spikes the ball anymore. One player handed the ball to another player to have them spike it for him. But yeah, $14,000 fine for just dunking the ball over the goalpost. I mean, Jesus Christ. You got them doing these stupid dances in the end zone every time they score, and none of the dances look good. I think I seen two that kind of looked like they choreographed it for like weeks before they played instead of focusing on practice. Better team. Funny thing is, the team that did have that, well, they ended up losing that day. So yeah, if I was a coach, I'd be chewing their asses out every time they did something like that and said, use your energy to play the damn game instead of dancing and doing your goofy little things in the end zone. But yeah, it's like it was pretty stupid. Nail him 14 grand for just for dunking the ball over the goalpost. You're not hanging on the goalpost. You're not doing any damage to anything, and you're nailing him for 14 grand. For what? And where's that money going? Bet you it's not going to anything useful. I know another player mentioned that he'd pay for half of it because he thought it was stupid too. But yeah, that was just ridiculous just for celebrating a touchdown. Like, come on. Things we've been watching. Cinemax still loving Creature Commandos. I like that we got a Weasel story, kind of making the Weasel a little bit more humanized. Well, not humanized, humanimalized, I guess we call it. But yeah, it's the whole Suicide Squad story with the Weasel just made him look too much like a little child pervert for killing the children and eating them. That's what they said. And now we got to see this. I don't know what the real story behind him. If there is a story where he actually did kill kids and stuff, but I always thought that was a bummer when you heard that in Suicide Squad. But I like what Creature Commandos did to make it a little more civilized, more tilt there so you can see the little hemorrhoid. But yeah, the GI combat, or I get GI robot and GI combat. I think it's GI combat. I could be wrong. I don't know. If you watch the show, you know. But I got an MS brain, so my brain mixes everything up. It doesn't there for me to remember well. But yeah, it's just the whole characterization stuff that they're doing through Creature Commando has been a lot really fun doing each episode focused on different creatures. We got one on the Bride of Frankenstein. I think one episode was Frankenstein's episode. But yeah, I'm curious, looking forward to what else they do on there. And then yeah, a little fuzzball on me after the cat moved. It looked like a tiny little spider, but it was a fuzzball. It's like I was gonna save him. Looked like a little jumping spider. We save spiders around here. I save most critters if I can. I don't kill stuff senselessly unless there's a reason behind it. Uh, but yeah, I always liked my spiders. As you can see, I got stupid old school Black Widow tattoo, but if you can see it good or not, I can't tell when I'm looking off to the side. But it's the old school 60s, 50s style squashed spider on your neck tattoo. The one I wanted done from him was the spider in the 3D effect where you're looking at it from above, but it had the shaded lines coming off the legs. So it looked like it was actually sitting on your neck. But when you get a neck tattoo, you don't get to see the damn thing till it's done unless you got someone with a mirror on it. Or they let you see stuff after they do an outline and shit, but he didn't. He just went right into it, did it. That's what happens when you aren't paying attention to your tattoos and when you get tattooed in a bar. It was by one of the two tattooists that trained me to tattoo. I apprenticed under two different people and didn't stay in the field because my MS and my hand pop and jerking. Uh, I sat there and one time was tattooing a lady's back and my hand jumped. And when it jumped, it popped the bar off the tattoo gun, uh, little electrode knob thingy, and the bar and needle stuck in her and popped off the gun. And I'm like, yeah, this isn't happening. I'm not gonna end up injuring someone or completely destroy a tattoo because my hand's popping and jumping. So I finished her tattoo, and that was the last one I did. So I know I'm thinking about getting back into it, but I'm thinking more about playing with the fake skin that they have. You can get nice square sheets of fake skin. I was thinking about just tattooing designs on there that you could frame and hang on your walls. Thinking about going that route instead of tattooing people. But who knows? Something could change in the future, but I doubt it. My wrist is shot. The only thing they can do for it is fuse it together, and then I won't have no rotation or flexibility with my wrist, and then I won't be able to draw or write or do any of that shit anymore. So I said no, I'm not gonna do that. We'll go on with it. But yeah, the spider thing. Basically, this when I was living in Arizona, going to Motorcycle Mechanics Institute, I sat there and had a. You constantly had black widow spiders in your house. Everywhere you looked, you'd find black widow spiders. So I ended up taking a family in, gave them an aquarium to hang out in, live in. They had the top open. They could have left whenever they want, but they enjoyed it. They hung out in it. When I'd work on a motorcycle out on the back porch or something, I'd take the aquarium with me and let them hang out in the sun. And they're in there, so you have to worry about birds trying to eat them or lizards or something trying to eat them. So yeah, I loved my black widows. I'd let them climb on me and stuff. I had people try and kill my spiders when they're on me, try and whack them. But that's why I got that tattoo, just because I would leave them crawl around on me and on the side of my face and my shoulder and stuff like that while I was working. And people were just freaked out by it, but I love my spiders. And I also had scorpions. I had some scorpions. I ended up having a bunch of babies. Sit there and take a pencil, the eraser under the pencil, and put it in there and watch them playing with their little stingers, trying to act like they're tough little things. But yeah, I love my critters. I love my animals. I love all that. But yeah, interesting time in Arizona. So we sat there and me and two of my buddies and my one buddy's girlfriend, which ends up getting knocked up and having to leave halfway through the school year. Uh, we moved into an apartment in Arizona. When we first came in, before we came down from Flagstaff and stuff, we pulled off into a rest stop and seen the sign about poisonous stuff, insects and critters around. Be careful, and a list of ones to watch out for and stuff. And we're like, do we really want to move here? And we went and got our hotel and we're looking at the cupboards in the kitchen, going through things, getting ready to start putting stuff away. And all of a sudden, I see a cockroach about yay big. We said it was about a foot long, but I think it was more about 6 inches. But it was just a trip seeing one that size for the first time, and that made us put everything that was not in a can went directly in the refrigerator, and nothing was cooked and left out or anything like that ever again. And we didn't have to worry about cockroaches there once I cleaned the place and got it all set up. But yeah, I moved into an apartment complex that also had a RV park type thing in the background, in the behind the apartments, and I took care of the whole place for them. Uh, did all the maintenance work. Have to deal with going down in the plumbing pits and stuff and fix stuff constantly for the RV park. Yeah, it needed a lot of work, but we had our first one that was person that sat there and moved out, and it looked like they left everything. It's like they're still packed full of shit. So I was cleaning it out one day and got it out mostly cleaned out and started working in the kitchen, opening the kitchen cupboards, pulling all the dishware and shit out of the cupboards. All of a sudden, I get underneath the sink, get those two areas open, start pulling like the chemicals and shit out that they had underneath the sink. And all of a sudden, I see, I swear, I saw a couple that were glowing, but I seen this mass moving in the corner. And I'm like, what the hell? With the flashlight, and it just exploded. Cockroaches everywhere. We're talking green ones, red ones, black ones, brown ones. Oh my God, I'd never seen these colored cockroaches before. So I stopped doing what I was doing. I called in the exterminator. They came and bombed the place. They bombed it. All that did was the cockroaches moved to the outside apartment. And as soon as a couple days go by, they just come right back to where they want or go to whatever apartment they want. And you can't get rid of the damn things. And they can survive a nuclear blast. But yeah, that was a very interesting time in my life. Uh, that's where I first spent time living on the streets too. We can get into that some other time. We're running longer than I want to go. I don't want to go past that half-hour mark on these, but we will today probably. Uh, Also on the Max channel, Hobo Max, they got a super cute Yulog uh, video. It's about a half hour. I finished it off last night finally with the wife when she was here. I was waiting for my Colorado Avalanche hockey game to start, which they lost. Never fails. Anytime I do finally catch a game, it's one they lose. Uh, But it's got puppies, it's got kittens, it's got bunnies, bunny. It's got goats, and it's like all these baby critters. And then you can do a thing with them singing a song, a caroling song by doing the barking and the neighing and the meowing and all that. But yeah, that's a fun thing if you just want to see little goats and bunny rabbits. Oh, and a sloth. Actually have a sloth that they must have caught for a second, actually moving across the rope. So otherwise, they probably didn't have it on because it probably just sat in the corner doing nothing. Sloths are awesome. And we're supposed to still be drawn into the third sloth book, but I am going to have to contact him because that book should have been out by now, and he's working on other books right now. And it's like, why aren't you finishing up the third volume of your series, your third issue, and getting my drawing in there? I paid money for it. Steve Urena that does that. Uh, if you have not checked out his stuff, is one of his newest ones, Foul Mouth, or the young gal, she just swears and stuff with swearing. It's a fun series, but yeah, his ex China, Xmas China, X play on Ex Machina. That was a great book, and Slowpokes is his sloth one. Awesome, awesome series. I really wish he'd focus on that and get a bunch more out because that is so fun watching militarized sloths that got going around with their big claws kicking butt. But yeah. Uh, then Netflix checked out Tales of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Watched that whole first season. Don't know if they'll get more or not. I thought it sucked. Thought it didn't suck. I enjoyed it enough because it's got mutanimals in it and stuff. Focuses on a lot of those characters, but the characters are new gender or new race and all that. Which I don't care about the race change, but changing the gender of a character that's already been put out there, why can't you just change it to a cousin or a kid or whatever of that character instead of making that actual character completely change from male to female? That's I don't know. I also thought it was dumb that they I don't know why. I'm still trying to figure out what happened here, but I could swear I almost want to go back and rewatch it, but I don't want to rewatch it. It wasn't that good. But the first few episodes, Splinter just squeaked. He didn't speak, and then all of a sudden there's like a not a dream sequence, but a look back type sequence on one of the characters. I think it was Raphael or something. And all of a sudden, Splinter's speaking. And it's like, and then the rest of the episodes he spoke. So I don't know if there was a bunch of complaints, and then they started giving him a voice, but the voice they gave him sucks. Does not fit Splinter at all. Does not fit the character when it comes out. It's like this is not right. So whoever put this show together, I don't think spent enough time with getting people's opinions, whether or not it was worth putting out there the way they did, or if they should have changed some things. I don't mind most. I think all the turtles' voices are okay. Some of the mutanimal characters are really weird. I don't like how some of the mutanimal characters are acting so wimpy. It's like you're almost degrading the female because you're giving them a female voice all of a sudden, and then they're afraid of everything. But yet they were a strong character in the previous Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle universes or worlds or whatever. I don't know if this is a different universe or and with all that stupid alternate dimension shit on planet 619, 612, 743, and all these different things, the concept that you can have every character go through every world as a different thing. And it's like, so that means out of the 8 billion people, all of them also have a different world where they're different characters. And they have every possibility ever made. So you got 8 billion times however many billion possibilities. And you're doing that for every different character and person. I just I hate time travel because the concept is stupid. Because if anybody comes across it, someone else is going to figure it out. So if you go and change time, and then someone else goes and goes further back and changes again, and it's a ridiculous, repetitive notion that could never work out because eventually everything you do, someone else is going to undo or change or make it the way they want it. And you can't just come out with one device and no one else is going to ever time travel again. If one person can do it, everybody else can do it, and it's just going to be a nightmare. Same with this alternate dimension, alternate worlds, all these concepts and stuff. To me, I mean, if you're doing it with just the superheroes, that's not how the world works. You got to do it with every person. Every person has every possible thing. They're walking around with ears on their butts or whatever. It's like just every possible thing they can come up with is available out there. And I think that's so stupid. It's just a way to mass produce characters and come up with every arrangement of every character just to make every person happy to see a character. It reminds them of them. It's like, let's just focus on good characters. That's all I want. I just want good, fun characters I can enjoy. I don't care what color, what race, what sex, what religion they are. I don't care. I just want my characters to kick butt and have fun and make stories interesting. Yeah, I was not overly thrilled with that. It's also based off the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, where they got the different size turtles, which I mean that always made me feel like okay, you got different species of turtle that the four brothers are. I don't know. It just doesn't make sense. That's why I like the original TMNT, but that's just my opinion. Uh, Tomb Raider, The Legend of Lara Croft. Checked out that. Started out strong. Felt totally like the first three Tomb Raider games. And then it kind of went downhill from there. She started having like giant beast creatures. Yeah, I know in the video games we had giant mummy statues and stuff like that come to life and attack her, but that was crypt style stuff. This one we're seeing like I don't know, shape shifting shadow creatures, demon creatures, stuff like that. Uh, the characters I like Laura. I like most of the Tomb Raider style stuff in there. Definitely has the feel of a couple different Tomb Raider style games. I just think it's throwing a lot of non Tomb Raider related stuff out there also. So I don't know. It who knows? I think it's already signed on for another season, so we'll see what happens with it. But and then last thing I wanted to talk about was we reached generation beta is the new generation now for the next 14 years. And they're predicting it's going to be a generation of anxiety and depression. Hey, social media and technology just made our kids, our generations, hate themselves more. And that's why I am so not looking forward to AI outside of doing medical stuff and jobs that people don't want to do and stuff like that. I hate that everybody's just focused on art and music with AI and all the different arts. It's like, let's focus on the things that are important that AI could fix and not focus on people that don't want to try drawing or making music to just start whipping out thousands and thousands and thousands of videos and stuff that it's not hard. You type in whatever with AI and they instantly give you a handful of options. It does all right with some of them, but you can definitely tell when it's AI generated as far as imagery, the way that the characters look. But I was really surprised that we're starting to cross into where they're allowing people to use licensed characters and products in their stuff they're making. Uh, One of the guys from our friends characters, Rob from Cheap Comic Collector, he is doing an awesome job with these comic book covers that come to life. That's my favorite thing I've seen anime AI wise so far, because that would take quite a bit of time to have the covers made and then animate them. It's just I'm not hearing anything outside of the goofing around stuff with AI. We're not seeing anything to help the world become a better place. So why are we waiting on that part of it? But we're putting out all kinds of other. I don't know, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, Generation Beta for the next 14 years are gonna be anxious and depressed. So I don't know. I can totally see it. Our world is has changed quite a bit since computer generations. Finished off my coffee. But yeah. But we didn't go too far over a half hour. I think we can end it there. Keep following under the call of MS. Rate, review, subscribe, tell a friend, give us those likes. Check out Crimson Cull Comic Club. We got on my YouTube channel now, I have a section that's Crimson Cull Comic Club that has at least the episodes I was on, maybe a few oddball ones, but mostly all the ones that I was on. And then I also have a section now with live events and friends podcast. I can't remember the exact name of it, but I think it's under live event something else. And but that's where I'm putting any uh YouTube channel stuff, that activity that I do of other people's. You can check out that stuff and see if you like their channel and follow their channel, hopefully, and give them their likes and all that stuff. But we've been having a lot of fun with like the comic book cover displays. I can't think of the full name of the like comic book cover displays with YT Friends and Psychotronic Squirt Gun or something like that. It's one of the longest names out for a YouTube channel. But yeah, it's been a lot of fun. We've been having a great time with all these different channels. Lots of live activity, stuff to jump on almost every day. Check out, at least hang out in the chat. But yeah, that's it for today. And we will get back with more of this stuff soon. Take care. Goodbye.